Hey everybody, my name's Gus, and this will be my first Let's Play. I wanted to do Let's Play on Xenonauts for two reasons. One, it's just a really good game, and I'm literally looking forward to the development of the game. Two is, well, I mean, could always use some more publicity for the game. And finally, it's not very simple. I mean, there's little tips and tricks you have to know just off experience in terms of this game. To start out with, I'm sure you probably want to put your base wherever you live. Not the best strategy. I'd like to put my base in Wisconsin and defend the Green Bay Packers, but it just would not be realistic as to funding. So instead of putting your base somewhere like here or here, somewhere country specific, you're only going to get a little bit of coverage where you should be going for as much land coverage as possible. In order to do that, probably get a base around here. Later on, I'll probably put one in Cuba. Not really sure where I'm going to put it, maybe in China or Hong Kong. But I'm going to start out with a base here. This will let me cover Europe, North and South Africa, Middle East, and some pretty good portions of the Soviet Union and Indochina. That way I'll be able to kind of sustain the proper amount of funding. So I'll start out here, name my base Genesis. Something to understand about this current build is that the difficulty in terms of aliens has been upped big time. I'm going to put a second base down immediately just to prep things. And it takes time to really build up your base to where you need it to be to actually fight the aliens. I mean, you could have a base up, but you almost immediately lose your assets because it would just be a pointless base without the proper amount of hangars and everything else. So I'll name this Exodus. Alright, so something really important to understand about the air combat in this is that Chris England, the developer, in this current build, you're going to see a lot more activity than I'm used to seeing in this game before. And in order to combat it, you're going to need a lot of hangars. You'll see, probably before the end of this month, you'll see groups of 3 different alien fighters, all in the same group, just skulking around looking for your planes. And the only really way to fight them is with 3 fighters of your own, so that's 3 hangars right there. Plus you're going to need a hangar for your troops, plus you're going to need a hangar to take down the scout ship. Unlike previous builds, the scout ships in this are pretty beefy, and you really need a bigger airplane. So we're going to start down the research path. You don't need to hire any scientists or anything. You won't have much to do just yet. Let's see, build up. Make sure you have storeroom right here. This way I can put a hangar up earlier. Put down some living quarters. Probably don't need a radar array just yet because I'm not going to do anything with this base just yet. I need to have, in order for this base to be functional, I'm going to need a full complement of hangars in order to take care of anything that's flying around, or else I'll just lose everything. Don't need a workshop just yet. Actually, I'll put down a workshop. You'll need a workshop eventually. And medical center. That's about it, all you need just for this part right now. In terms of soldiers, they start you out pretty well. They're all corporals. They're all pretty good rank. They have the starting trading rank. Tor Elf Hargut. What kind of name is that? I want to meet that guy. What? I have no idea what happened here. Anyway, what I want to show you is, your group is pretty well set up. You've pretty much got everything in terms of what you need. get rid of excess weight so you can keep the activity points or movement points. But anyway, the very first person, I have no idea why anyone would think it's a good idea to walk down the ramp of the Chinook with a pistol in one hand and a grenade in the other hand. It just is silly. So we're gonna give this guy proper weapon instead of a pistol. In fact, I've never used pistols, and I'm not really sure why they have it. Unlike XCOM, your weapons have a little bit more purpose. Like, these two guys are very much the killers of the group. You'll keep them back, but they'll shoot right through a lot of tough enemies, and you'll need those guys. These guys are absolutely perfect with their shotguns for breaching. At close range, they'll pretty much take down anything. In terms of rockets, I mean, I couldn't tell you what role specifically these guys fill, except for just blowing things up. I mean, I haven't seen them being more effective than the other troops in this game. These weapons are terrible unless you use burst fire. The advantage of these weapons, these remaining troops, is that they can fulfill any type of role, and make sure when you're fighting to change to burst. That way they can suppress their enemies, and they become way more useful that way. Let's see. I think that's about all I need to do for now. Speed up time, see how it's going. But yeah, you'll eventually see a lot of activity. This build is built around, you'll see basically spurts of aliens. All of a sudden, like 3 alien ships will show up, and you have to kind of scramble to deal with them. This is the plane I was talking about earlier. You're going to need high-speed interceptors to take down the scout ships. And here's our first alien. Just to be sure, launch 2 fighters. Way early on, you're only going to see light scouts, and they're not a problem. Yeah, this I don't even need the second fighter. Again, these are really easy guys to fight. I'll get a little bit more in depth when I actually need to, but with these guys, they're really easy to take down. It's no problem. Wait until night passes. I don't want to fight at night. You shouldn't want to fight at night. It's pretty terrible. Send in my Chinook. Start it up. This really is a long loading screen. I think I might write down skip ahead notes in my in the YouTube comments. That way you guys don't have to deal with any of this. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do skip ahead notes because this is just obnoxious. I'm not gonna have you guys sit around just watching this screen with me. I don't really mind. I'm not too impatient in these types of games. Alright, here we go. Getting excited. Music's cranking up. In terms of the screen, the only thing you really need to look at is the sustained damage. In these light scout ships, I think they only have like 2 aliens in them. So if there's severe damage and many of the crew, I mean, I might just snap this up, no problem. I've had it a couple times where I haven't had to even fight because all the crew were dead after the first turn. Another part about it is when it's severely damaged, it should be on fire, but weird. This might be an auto win. Now, this is a little slapdash right here. I'll be the first to admit. I'll be right back. Hopefully that fixed it. Take a little look. Now it's still lagging. Why are you doing that? Why are you lagging? There we go. Alright, I fixed it. I just had to change my battery preference. No big deal. Now this screen is gonna this is gonna drive you bonkers because since the AI has been really unfinished, these stupid civilians, all they do is they just wander around on the map. There's really no intelligence to it whatsoever. Alright, there's my first alien. Now, I'm not too worried. Oh, yeah, I'm not too worried because I'll just duck down this guy. Kneel. How am I going to attack this? See, there's no way they'll be able to hit that range. Yeah, definitely not a cautious method, but I know that that's really going to be the only alien. My basic plan is to kind of round the corner, not give him a shot. Yeah, see? He's going to get blocked by his own ship. Yeah, those guys are going to drive you insane. Civilians have no purpose in this game whatsoever. Honestly, they're headless chickens. They just wander around the map with absolutely no purpose. I mean, right, they'll wander right towards the aliens sometimes. Aliens are pretty good. They won't, like, charge you or anything, and when they do charge you, it's not a very intelligent charge, but, it's not really a big deal. Alright, here comes my shot. Something important to note, since he's a sniper guy, pretty much all of them can do this, but the snipers can, magnify a lot more. Every time I right click, it increases the accuracy. Costs a little bit more movement points, but it's not really a big deal. Something to know about these kind of aliens: it's best to take them down with either shotguns or your sniper rifles, because their skin is basically armored. Oh, why don't I just use my tank? Something cool about this right now, unlike XCOM, tanks are not rubbish. Actually pretty good. And I know the thing about this tank, in his hands is just a plasma pistol, and plasma pistols do almost no damage to vehicles like that tank. So I'm just going to blow him away. I don't even need to think about this. I'm going to bring up the tank, I'm going to blow him away. There's really no reason to risk my guys any more than I need to. Oh, there we go. All done. Right now, the UFO secured thing, sometimes I don't get this even though I kill everything on the map. I'm not really sure why that is. I think maybe you have to reach the UFO or else it doesn't count. But I mean, either way, it's really important for your total score because 100 points, I mean, getting civilians killed is like -10. It's not even a big deal compared to that 100+ points you get. Something important to note about this game as well is they'll usually sell things immediately. You're going to be pretty much selling the alloys and everything else as you go on. What is going on with that weird... Oh. Okay. Why does that soldier not have a head? What kind of name is that? Is anyone out there? Does anyone know? Is that like some Middle Eastern name? I don't understand. Oh wait, Norwegian. Oh wow, that is way off the mark. Not Middle Eastern at all. But yeah, as you noticed, before there's just no activity, and all of a sudden they'll just come in these waves, basically. But yeah, like I said, Light Scout, really not a big deal. I think you might get a couple shots off, but I'm going to show you how to deal with that. See that one shot going? You won't need to really use the pause feature now, but later on when you're doing like 3 fighters versus 3 fighters, it's pretty useful. Basically, you use this button to basically do barrel roll, and no problem. Again, Light Scouts, no problem to deal with. The other Scouts, though, those are a problem to deal with. Take care of him really quickly. This is the afterburner. This is the retreat button. Nope, didn't even get a shot off. Don't want to fight in the dark. There we go. Now these crash sites, I'm not sure how long they stay. I think it's for a full day. Sorry about that. I was having a glass of water. Oh my god, this really is terrible. I feel like maybe I should do something special for the people that aren't auto-skipping these. Like every loading screen, I'll like sing a song, or I'll tell some deep dark secret about something. Maybe we can talk politics. I don't know. This is taking forever. This is ridiculous. Now that well, I guess I'll talk about it later. I don't think anyone's gonna be in this section. Alright, there's the view. Alright, again, severe damage, so they might not even be alive. As you can notice, this is the other map. Basically, in this build, you're only going to see 2 maps. And, when you do 2 maps over and over and over again, you kind of get a pretty good idea of where to send units and how to send units. Like, you're not going to have a lot of deaths just because you know the map so well. Throw my snipers in the long area, put my shotgun guys that way, bring the rocket guy there, do the all-arounders that way, and I just do that formula every single time. Again, not a wise choice to throw away all of my moving points, but this is very early on in the game, and these guys really, they're not tough at all. They're no problem. Not only that, but those plasma pistols, I mean, they won't even kill one of your guys that isn't armed. These, the body armor they wear, the jackal armor, it actually works against plasma. Unlike XCOM, your guys can actually survive getting shot at. So now, I'm probably going to get a little bit closer. I'm not too worried again, just because they haven't shot at the civilians. Maybe, no. Maybe I'll take a risk. Taking the risk. I don't think he's going to be able to shoot me. In fact, I'm almost certain he's not going to be able to shoot me. I haven't got a shot off the tank yet. It blows stuff up. It's actually fairly accurate, too. It's fairly accurate. It's got pretty good hit points, and it's a great scout. I mean, vehicles in this game are really useful. Oh my god, really? Did you guys see that? Who runs to an alien? Were you confused? Oh my god, I don't even care. This is what you get. That's right. That's only -3. No problem. And I believe that's a mission win right there. Again, these Light Scouts, not a big deal. It'll get up to be a big deal eventually. Don't you worry. I'll be up to my ear. Oh, target. this guy. I'll be up to my ears in aliens, and it will not be pretty at all. Minor damage. We might actually get more than one person. I feel like these videos are actually kind of boring because there's no challenge just yet for me. It'll get pretty dicey later on, but not just yet. It's got a nice little curve. Oh, that was the wrong button. Again, not worried about my guys dying. They just have plasma pistols. And apparently they're shooting at civilians. Which, I love it when aliens shoot at civilians, because then that means that they waste all their movement points on shooting at civilians. Civilians are great in that aspect. They are just excellent decoys for your soldiers. Huh. Where are you? I might actually have to spread out. Now, it's important to note that these unarmored guys, they're that way because they don't have the amount of strength and need. Oh, what is going on? Why? Oh my God! Stop. Yeah. So I have to apologize, people who are watching this. I do not know how to use fraps. And I also do not know how to take care of my computer because, well, I ran out of hard drive space. I'll be the first to admit it. My fraps pretty much died, and then I just turned it back on. I'm like, oh, this will be no problem. Just turn it back on. I didn't realize it hadn't turned back on, and I've just been talking to myself for the past 10 minutes or so. None of this has been recorded, and I believe I had literally 89 megabytes left of hard drive space. I am glad I didn't suffer some sort of catastrophic failure. However, the only thing you guys missed was that one battle, and I've been rambling on about research. Those are the only two things. So as I was saying previously, from our little shooting down alien ships expeditions, we've been able to pull some stuff out of the wreckage. Alien alloys and their plasma pistols. And both of these are super awesome. If you remember, before we were researching the MiG-32 interceptor, and it was researched, and I now have that available. The reason why I'm building this hangar is for the MiG-32 interceptor. You're going to need these to fight scouts. We'll talk more about that when we get to the scout part. Let's see. However, we can talk about research. Unlike the previous XCOM, just because you have a alien plasma pistol for research doesn't mean that you can just start cranking out alien plasma pistols, or human plasma pistols, I suppose. That's just not the way this game works. You are in the Cold War. These are the back in the days where TV was terrible. I'm not even sure Rambo was around. I mean, this is some old times. Cold War, terrible. But yeah, they're not the Cold War people of the world are not going to start cranking out plasma pistols. We probably couldn't do it now. And there is no way in hell that they're going to be able to reverse engineer plasma pistols. So, however, what this game does do is it basically lets you research different facets of alien technology, and eventually they'll get to the point where one breakthrough will lead to another, and they'll actually be able to use cool technology like lasers. You can't use plasma pistols, but I mean, we've always known about lasers, and I mean, we had lasers back in the day. In the Cold War, they were just terrible. But with some alien technology, outfitted on lasers, we can make some awesome lasers. Maybe not plasma just yet, but awesome lasers. And that's kind of the way the game works. You just kind of research these, not knowing if it's going to actually yield anything useful or if it's going to just bring you down further into the tech tree. Also for research are the alien autopsies. These will yield a cool little description, as well as pretty much a bonus. I think they both yield right now a 10% damage bonus. But since the guys we're fighting are just pathetic, you don't need to worry about it. Something to note about these alien races, it might have seemed like the guys I was taking out was no big deal, but that was because those were civilians, and they weren't using plasma rifles or any kind of heavy weaponry, or I don't know if they get body armor later on, but I do know that they graduate in rank. The ones I've been shooting are essentially civilians with guns, and then you'll get like guards, which are, I guess, like the mall cop equivalent of an alien, so you don't have to worry too much about them. But then they start getting to like warriors and things that are actually really tough and can shoot and will take you down. And you really are going to need to improve your technology further than just Kevlar vests and pre-war or this type of technology. Let's see. Now that I've got that all out of the way, it's the 7th, so you won't see any small. It'll just be light scouts still. This can be kind of boring in the beginning, but I kind of think about it as an RPG. I need money badly, especially if I want to continue building that other base. You're going to need money badly, especially if you want to continue building your other base. And the best way to get money is to crash these vessels into land and scoop them up. You're not even going to get that much from what you sell on site. What you're going to make money on is the alenium and the alloys. Now, unlike XCOM, they throw a lot of alloy and alenium at you, and you're going to just be selling boatloads of the stuff. It's true that you can't produce alenium by yourself, much like XCOM. However, it's gonna be in abundance. I mean, you're gonna be shooting down aliens left and right. Forest fires. Each of these little events is something happening in the world. You see people getting abducted, like dead fish all over the place. Maybe tidal system's been disrupted. But each of these pretty much reduces your funding in the area. So every time one of those events happens, it's not good. Like I was saying, you'll just hear periods of nothing, and then periods of just... Oh. This is something new as well. They finally have landed aircraft. Now this isn't really a big deal for us because this again is just a light scout. It's not anything I actually need to capture. But for heavier things, it's definitely going to be very useful because again, you're going to need the money. So whatever is not been destroyed is important to you. Alright, got a new crash site. Engage. Again, I'll post the skipping time so you guys won't have to deal with this. I did not realize how much space Fraps takes up. It takes up just an atrocious amount of... I mean, I guess it's high quality video. It's like 720p, or I don't even know what that means. I just know it means high quality. But, yeah, I did not realize how much... in terms of gigabytes these things take. It definitely took me by surprise and crashed my computer. But yeah, I'm gonna have to delete this stuff. Oh, nothing my wanderings. Takes down some alien scum. Again, lead with your tank, ferret, whatever it's called. They're both named Hunter, but they're called the ferret vehicle. Also, something you might be interested in is if we go to the garage screen, and I'll take you there after this, you can outfit these guys with miniguns, and I feel like they're not so effective at killing as they are at suppressing. Which, actually, I should be able to show you suppressing, because there's probably a good amount of aliens in the map. Now, I don't remember if this crap was... Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. Something new I get to tell you about. Hear those gunshots ringing out that aren't me? Let's see if I can find where that's coming from. But basically, in this game, they take a little bit more realistic slant in the fact that why aren't there any other, like, soldiers on the map? I mean, an alien invasion comes in, you just call in the Xenonauts and just leave the civilians to their mercy until they can actually arrive. No, you actually have the soldiers come on site, I guess the National Guard, so to speak. But yeah, in the background you can hear them firing at an alien right now. They basically look exactly like one of your soldiers, except they don't move, they won't accept your commands, and they're generally pretty terrible. They're really not that helpful. Oh, did it hit? No, it didn't hit. Fun thing about this, you just blow stuff. Very accurate. I don't understand why these things are so accurate, especially since it was giving me like 15%. But again, I'm being very low levels of caution, but that's just because, again, these are like civilian aliens. They probably have never fired a gun in anger, you know. They just got recruited off the Mars world, and they didn't really want to go, but they had to go. They've been forced. Oh, I guess everyone's dead, no problem. But yeah, I was going to show you suppression and a bunch of other stuff. Oh, well. Well, I'll show you that storeroom. Alright, so that's why you got that storeroom there. Now I can have another hangar early on. So yeah, again, it's kind of a pain how long it's going to take to build this base for me. I'm like I've never done it like this, and it strikes me as not being feasible, but I'm going to try to, when this completes, I'm going to see if I can put it up here. I don't know. Well, hopefully that'll work. Again, a lot of XCOM people are probably pretty horrified that I'm doing this, because you're supposed to have all your hangars up here, main area connected to your hangars, and then the aliens come through the hangars, and you have this awesome choke point. However, I honestly very much doubt that they set up the base defense missions like that at all. There is no way that the developers of this game, Chris England and company, probably are doing that. I mean, they pretty much wanted to improve upon Xenonauts, or XCOM in every single way. Alright, alien alloys. We believe there's no power, therefore we need to get a power source. That's what we need. Potential to revolutionize battlefield technology. Super awesome. But we can't generate sufficient heat to shape these materials. So yeah, we need that power core. Again, that's what the research in this game is like. You find one little thing and it leads to another little thing. And here's the choices. 50 cal machine gun, rocket launcher. I love the rocket launcher because it destroys people. It just absolutely tears people in twain, I suppose. But I suppose this would be good for suppression. I think with that I'll wrap this up, and I'll have another Let's Play episode later. I definitely need to merge all these Fraps videos and delete all the videos off my hard drive. This will take way too much space. Sorry if this is a weak first Let's Play episode, but I'll get better. See you guys next time.